as part of Trump's recent executive orders that we've seen, one of the big ones is that he pardoned 1,500 criminals. And it's important to make that distinction because these are people who were in prison for crimes. 600 of these were in prison for assaulting a police officer. 175 of those were using a weapon. And it's interesting to note this because we need to look at what does J.D. Vance think of this? Trump's vice president, current now vice president, what did he say a week ago? Well, he said, if you committed violence on that day, January 6th, you obviously shouldn't be pardoned. There's a quote by the vice president of the guy who just used an executive order to release these criminals. That's what they are. They're criminals. They try to override a democratic process through violence. But it should come as a shock to no one that J.D. Vance has disagreed with Trump and now will probably, likely in the future, say that he actually does agree. Because it was J.D. Vance who said that Trump is a concern because he's America's Hitler. And now people like J.D. Vance and other conservative commentators are going to put forward this idea that either January 6th was not that bad, not as violent, which it was, or that Trump had nothing to do with it, or very little. This is not true. It's peddled by mainstream conservative media like Fox News, which we'll get onto in how that was so damaging in the future, but right now, we need to acknowledge that this is not true. Trump said in the speech on January 6th, before telling people to go to the Capitol, he said, "We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore." Now, if you believe that an election has been stolen from you, and the current sitting president has told you to go to the Capitol and has said, if you don't fight, you will not have a country. There is no excuse for this language. This rhetoric is clearly inciting violence. Don't ever let a conservative try to act like it's not. It's blatant. And not only that, but after the people broke in to the Capitol, how long did it take Trump to tell them to go home? 2 hours. 2 hours. That's how long it took. Here's another piece of important information though. We knew Trump was going to deny the election. We knew it for ages. And there's evidence of this. Steve Bannon was a Trump advisor. And here's a quote, direct quote, from Steve Bannon. And what's Trump going to do is just declare victory, right? He's going to declare victory, but it doesn't mean he's the winner. He's just going to say he's the winner. The Democrats, more of our people vote early that count. Their vote in mail. So they're going to have a natural disadvantage. And Trump's going to take advantage of it. That's our strategy. He's going to declare himself a winner, so that when you wake up Wednesday morning, it's going to be a firestorm. Also, if Trump is losing by 10 or 11 o'clock at night, it's going to be even crazier. No, because he's going to sit right there and say, they stole it. I'm directing the Attorney General to shut down all ballot places in all 50 states. It's going to be, no, he's not going out easy. If Biden's winning, Trump is going to do some crazy shit. That was Steve Bannon, Trump's advisor. And the quotes don't just end with him. Roger Stone, another Trump advisor. I really do suspect it will be up in the air when that happens. The key thing to do is claim victory. Possession is 9/10 of the law. No, we won, fuck you, sorry, over, we won, you're wrong, fuck you. That's a Roger Stone quote. And these people weren't just lying. They weren't just premeditatingly lying. They were intentionally lying. It's not like they misunderstood. They knew it. Here's another quote by Attorney General Barr, who also worked with Trump. The post-election allegations of fraud or other malfeasance were completely bogus, silly, and usually based on complete misinformation. And Here's another Trump campaign senior advisor, Jason Miller, who said he informed President Trump several times that specific to election day fraud and irregularities, there were not enough evidence to overturn the election. The fact is that Donald Trump had people around him who lied. They lied to the American people willingly and knowingly. And when Trump was ever called out by even people in his own area who told them that he was wrong, they were all fired. But it's important to know that Trump is a part of this as well, in a sense that he knew that he was lying, and here's evidence. Trump was knowingly saying false numbers as leaked in an email. Even after all of this, Trump was given a fair hearing. A group of prominent Republicans issued a report where they looked at 64 cases that the president and his team had put forward, displaying evidence of election interference. 20 were dismissed based on merits, 14 were dismissed by Trump himself, and 30 had a hearing, and only one showed any evidence at all in Pennsylvania, and the evidence shown was extremely insignificant. The report said so themselves. Trump was not happy to hear about this, and it's important to know that Trump has removed his own campaign team because they refuse to entertain his delusions and instead hired a bunch of yes men around him. Also, Liz Cheney was removed from House Republican leadership because she refused to entertain his delusions. But it's not just Trump and people around him that called this election fake with no evidence. Fox News, in a Dominion case, were being sued for lying about the election willingly, and they actually paid $800 million just to avert trial. That's it. They didn't want to go to trial that bad. That's how much they paid, because they would have to leak so much information. We'll never know what that information is, but apparently it was so bad that they refused to go to trial and paid $800 million just so we can't see. That's how bad the lying had got on the biggest news channel in United States. And a prominent person on this news channel, Tucker Carlson, has been outed as a complete grifter, if you didn't know this already. In a text exchange with an unknown person on January 4th, 2021, Carlson expressed anger towards Trump. He said that we are very, very close to being able to ignore Trump most nights, and that I can't truly wait. He also said, when addressing Trump's 4 years as president, we're all pretending we've got a lot to show for it, because admitting what a disaster it's been is too tough to digest. But come on, there really isn't an upside to Trump. He also said he's a demonic force, a destroyer. That's even harsh for me. Now, it's important to note that this isn't just a random person. This was the head of Fox News, who has been singing Trump's praises forever. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure how to finish this now. But I think it's really important that we acknowledge this information and never let it go. Take everything here and more, and understand that this guy is now the sitting president. He's the president of the United States after everything that's just happened. Never let them forget this. Never let them forget the lies, the disinformation, the misinformation, the court cases, the quotes. Never let them forget how disgusting this president has been.